But eventually it was Bayern 2 who won 3-2. Well, we'll go for some of that entertainment today, that's for sure, as Bayern 2 get us underway. Kicking from left to right. And you can see that the pitch is in pretty bad nick today. Frozen temperatures all over Germany. And I think it's pretty hard underfoot. That could cause problems for the goalkeepers. Let's hope for plenty of goals because of that. So Kaiserslautern have got Uahim in the starting lineup, one of their new signings in January. He's the man they'll be looking to for creativity. They lost Bachmann to Sandhausen. That's a bit of a blow for them at the back. Let's see how that affects them for the rest of the season. As I mentioned, they are 3 points behind Bayern, 3 points above the relegation zone. So hoping to go level with Bayern 2 with a win here. Although it's Bayern 2 who've got off to the better starts here, and that's a foul from Chifchi. Immediately recognisable wearing that mask. And an interesting free kick here. A possibility for Bayern 2 early to get a shot in on goal and perhaps test Spajic. Well, Stiller and Welzmuller just standing over it. Feldhahn as well, having his say before walking off again. And you can see it's blustery down there. The ball even moving there. It looks as though they're going to play the ball in. Indeed they do. It's dropped to the far stick, and eventually Kaiserslautern could come on the counter-attack here down the left-hand side. Into the sun, and then they've lost out there. Kleinsorge was trying to get away down the wing. Bayern 2 snuffing out the opportunity immediately. So Kaiserslautern will be aiming for Poirier, their top scorer, on 7 goals. And they'll be also hoping to keep up their good record against Bayern 2. They've never lost to the Bayern second team. Indeed, Bayern only gaining 1 point over the last 3 matches. It was in the reverse fixture, a 0-0 draw in the first half of the season. And last season, Bayern 2, of course, won the Dritte Liga. Unable to go up, though, as they are the second side for Bayern. But they did lose here at the Fritz-Walter Stadion by 1-0. So Kaiserslautern upsetting them on that day. And Chifchi again coming in with the foul there. Aggressive start from the Kaiserslautern midfielder. Taking out Stiller, and it's another opportunity for Bayern 2 to lift the ball in here. As we see, Antwerpen looking on, looking cold. And the goalkeeper coming out there to deal with it, Spajic. Decent start from the away side. Now Zuk going long. Now a driving run forward here. Rahim just forced backwards though there. And this is patient from Kaiserslautern. In the past, under other coaches, they've maybe been a little bit too direct. In a hurry to get the ball forward. It doesn't really work for them, as we see there. There's an example. The long ball forward going all the way through to Wagner. Hoffmann out at the moment for Bayern 2. Tillman as well. Probably he's out until the end of the season. And Holger Seitz on the sidelines. Now Zug with the throw in, a longer one down the left wing. Nodded away by Lawrence. Oh, Kleinsauger, that's a decent looking ball into the corner. Up for Poirier. Taking on the defender, just getting to the edge of the box, and then it's blocked there. Good recovery challenge. Coming in from Feldhahn. And then again Chifchi with the foul. 6 minutes gone, and by my count that's 3 times that the referee's had to whistle for one of his challenges. Harry Mbi across. At the moment the team's just passing it around. It's been a decent start from Bayern 2. They've settled quickly away from home. They're looking confident as well. And it's a lovely crossfield ball as well to give them an opportunity to spring forward. Welzmüller passing backwards. Oh, that's a nice interception coming in from Rieder. And Kaiserslautern losing possession again before they can get into the attacking half. Stanisic forward and then goes on the overlap. Just held up there by Jastrzębski. Dropping very deep to pick up possession there. The man who's playing nominally as the lone front man. Just sliced forward there, unfortunately for Bayern 2. Spajic under no pressure. Launches it forward towards Poirier. Couldn't win the tackle. But Kaiserslautern still have possession. This is Kleinsauger. Takes on the shot. In the end, just dragging it wide. But first signs of danger from him. And indeed, first signs of danger from the home team. He scored an excellent goal in that derby last week at Waldhof Mannheim. And Scott just laying it off in midfield. Out to Stanisic. And he's caught in possession there by Kleinsauger, just coming on the blind side. Good tracking back from the Kaiserslautern winger. Well, it's not the greatest clearance in the world there, but it could turn into a good ball as Poirier made something of it. Redondo, though, couldn't keep possession, but he's won it back again. Kleinsauger. Well, plays the ball in first time, trying to cut it back. Picked off by the Bayern defence, but it's, at the moment, Kaiserslautern piling on the pressure here. Chifchi going for the simple ball out to the right-hand side. Zimmer. New man on loan from Dusseldorf and in as captain. We're into the 10th minute already. Not too much incident, just that one shot really from Kaiserslautern. Who have now worked their way into the game. Plenty of possession at the moment for them. After a lively start from Bayern 2. As Lawrence is just wrestling away in the end. Pulled back by Kleinsauger. slip in possession there, giving the throw in to Kaiserslautern. And plenty of space at the moment here on the left-hand side. Again, patient build-up from Kaiserslautern before Zimmer decides to play it towards the corner. That's a good ball as well. RMB there across to challenge Redondo. Then trying a trick, and it's worked as well. The ball towards Poirier in the end is dealt with by Bayern 2, but that was nice play. Getting creative from Redondo. Oftentimes this season, indeed last season, Kaiserslautern players were just under a bit of pressure, you felt, and unwilling to take risks like Redondo just did. Perhaps a new era starting to form already under Marco Antwerpen. He's been down in the doldrums for a number of years now, under financial pressure. We'll be hoping that those hard times are over. Oh, Bayern working very hard here at the moment to keep Kaiserslautern out, trying to press as early as possible. And indeed, it's worked really well there, as Winkler is forced back to Spajic, and then Spajic is under all kinds of pressure in his own penalty area. Just hacking it away in the end, and then one long clearance, and it could have Kleinsauger in. And he's forced the save there from Wagner. Big opportunity there for Kaiserslautern to take the lead. You would really have backed Kleinsauger, man in form, to finish from there. And it is just one long hoof down the field to get him in. I was talking about Bayern doing really well getting players back, but on that opportunity, Kleinsauger in easily. And didn't really make good enough contact with it to test the keeper though. Stanisic again. Seems to be the out ball for Bayern on that overlap. And as we see there, Stiller is losing out in the challenge to Redondo, and then in the end giving away the free kick, which is taken too quickly for the referee's liking. Sides won't have liked what he saw there from his sides defending for that chance for Kleinsauger. As we can see, the pitch starting to cut up already. Treacherous underfoot for the players, especially that area that Kaiserslautern are defending at the moment. As Lawrence goes across just to shepherd the ball out of play. And there of Zuk. Well, at the moment it's Bayern who are just struggling in possession. At the start of the game it was the home team, but with 15 minutes coming up, the home team have settled very well now. They've warmed up in these cold conditions and they're on top here and could easily be ahead. Oh, Zuk going all the way back to his keeper. Winkler back to Zuk here. Again going long. And they've got some joy there as well. That's good running off the ball from Redondo. Trying to play the ball into the 6-yard box there, but Ariembi, perfect positioning from him. Well, at the moment, those little balls over the top from the left-back area for Kaiserslautern really causing trouble for Bayern 2. I like this mix at the moment that Kaiserslautern are playing between patient football in midfield and those long balls forward. We can see that Redondo just coming on the blind side again. Rida is just under pressure there from Jastrzębski. That's a sloppy ball back here. Could get Bayern 2 interested. Jastrzębski on the turn there. In the end, enough red shirts were back to get the ball clear. And they can't afford to snooze here. Kaiserslautern as it races down the other end. Again, Kleinsorger. He's in here, takes the shot, and it's straight down the centre. And easy in the end for Wagner. Well, it's not been his day so far. Last match he finished spectacularly against Waldhof Mannheim, but 2 chances he's now had. And both times he's been easily foiled by the keeper Wagner. And Kaiserslautern getting in behind too easily. Bayern 2 playing a high line. There we can see it's just one little nudge forward. Kleinsorger turning Ariembi in the first instance. But by the time he got the shot in, the keeper was settled. And perhaps Holger Seitz thinking of changing the formation here, or at least telling his defensive line to drop a bit deeper. It's been a very good opening 18 minutes here from the home team. In the past, especially at home, they've been guilty of slow starts to matches. They have the least wins in the Dritte Liga as it stands, and they are the draw specialists. And the problem being that at home they've only got 1 win all season long, 7 draws and only 6 goals scored to 10 conceded. And they missed the home fans, obviously. And Stiller stands over this free kick for Bayern 2. It's clipped in and it's deflected on its way, and that is a terrific stop from Spajic. He was going the other way and stuck out a big hand to keep it out. Chance there for Bayern 2. Denied in spectacular fashion. Let's have another look at it here. It's a great free kick in from Stiller. And that is absolutely tremendous reactions from the keeper off his own player. And it was Winkler who just couldn't quite get out of the way. Stanisic, I think it was, with the just flicked header towards the far corner. Well, great action here in this Dritte Liga encounter between Kaiserslautern and Bayern 2. Almost 20 minutes on the clock, and chances coming in thick and fast now at both ends. That's another chance here for Kaiserslautern to get free down the right-hand side. Redondo there, though. The way through just blocked off. Oh, Wagner with a couple of easy saves for him. Spajic at the other end stealing the show with a terrific one-handed stop. And Lundvitz here again is under pressure from Redondo. At the moment it's Redondo who's well on top in that battle. And surely Kaiserslautern have got to make this count here. Long throw opportunity. They just try and find the head of Poirier. As he flicks it on. Comes to nothing though. And Gifchi just getting in there. And he stayed down. And there's the challenge there in the end. A free kick given against Kleinsorger. 2 men down. One from either side. Stiller one of them. And Gifchi just getting back to his feet there. Nice. Mac just limping away from it, Stiller, but a tough character should be able to carry on. Antwerpen coming in, the 3rd coach of the season for Kaiserslautern after Boris Schommers was shown the door after only 2 matches. Jeff Sabina replacing him. And a disastrous season. And now it's the ex-Würzburger Kickers and Braunschweig man who takes the reins. Somewhat of a poison chalice. The hot seat at Kaiserslautern in the last decade or so. Well, there is talk that they are a sleeping giant, but how will they awaken the Red Devils? Not so long back, they were winning the Bundesliga. That's a lovely ball from them. Redondo again. Just trying to play the ball in. Left-footed towards Poirier. Away. As again, that's good pressing from Kaiserslautern. It's rather sleepy defending from Bayern 2 again. And it's very, very competitive there. Singh just being taken down by Uahim. Well, it's not the most skillful of matches so far, but very, very entertaining. Time has flown by. We're over the midway point in the first half already. Oh, Winkler. Short ball forward into midfield, just mixing things up. And now he's forced back to the keeper. Spajic, whose excellent save kept the scoreline at 0-0. Absolutely vital for Kaiserslautern, you feel, that they don't fall behind here. In the past, the heads have really dropped from Kaiserslautern when they've fallen behind, particularly at home. This is a poor ball across to Zimmer there. No chance of keeping that in play. Mumbi deciding to go back to Wagner. And the keeper looking for the defender again. Lovely turn in midfield here from Welzmüller. Didn't have too many options ahead of him, unfortunately, for Bayern 2. And the link-up play here looking very, very promising indeed. Kaiserslautern, though, managing to get bodies back. And again, good defending there. It's Redondo. Very, very diligent there. Doing a very good job for his team down that right-hand side. Oh, still in the corner here for Bayern 2, but Kaiserslautern doing well to clear. Poirier there in his own half, just appealing for possession of the ball. Well, no chances for him so far. The chances for Kaiserslautern falling to that man Kleinsorger. And he hasn't been able to punish poor defending from Bayern 2 up to now. Now Zuk. That's excellent play from Scott in midfield for Bayern there. Chasing back. Now Lawrence. Bayern just knocking it slowly forwards here. Making progress up the pitch though. Before it's picked off there by Chifchu. Seems to have calmed down after those 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes. Now another long ball forward from Zuk. Poirier managing to win the second ball. Wahim. There's Chifchi, that's cheaply given away. And now the runners are in behind him. And there's the tactical foul coming in. Had to be made really from Rieder. Otherwise Bayern 2 could have been away there. Just stepping in that heavy challenge. Jastrzębski just picking himself up. Of course the surface rather uncomfortable when you're brought to a crashing fall like that. It's very, very tight there for Bayern 2. Just playing into the hands, rather, of the Kaiserslautern defence on that occasion. There's very little room out there for the away team. Kaiserslautern buzzing around. It's all very hectic. As I said, the quality of the match perhaps not the greatest, not the most skillful so far, but it's at the same time far from a battle of attrition. Both teams really trying to spring forward whenever they can. But difficult conditions, I think, making it hard for the flair players such as Singh, Uahim, to really put their stamp on this game. As you can hear on the sidelines, Holger Seitz constantly giving out directions to his team. As Poirier finds himself up against Feldhahn, laying it off for Zuk. Deflected ball in. Scott again doing well just to get something on that ball. So half an hour gone now. Goalless between Kaiserslautern and Bayern 2 in a 6-pointer. It's been far from a nervy affair though, really. I'm sure that Marco Antwerpen is pretty happy with the display from his team so far. A lot of work rate, closing down Bayern Zwei as much as possible and creating their own opportunities as well. And they're hoping that they can have a better run than under the previous coach Jeff Sabina. For whatever reason, didn't seem to work under him. There were big hopes for his predecessor, Boris Schommers, who came in and had an immediate effect, but not in the long term. Perhaps they are going to get a new manager bounce here under Antwerpen and hoping to continue it for a little bit longer and get away from the relegation zone. And foul coming in then. Kaiserslautern now with some defending to do. Beltzmann and Stiller again standing over this. They'll be looking for the likes of Lawrence. A big defender. As it swung actually towards the edge of the box there, looking for a clever flick on from Feldhahn. As Beltzmann just coming in now on Ouahim. Oh, no chances for about 10-15 minutes now for Kleinsorger, who passed up the best two of the game so far. Here he is, just popping up on the right-hand side of midfield this time. As Bayern Zwei there, visibly defending deeper than they were at the start of the game. And that was very, very strange indeed. I think everyone was expecting the ball to go out. It stayed in. Stanisic to go back to his keeper, but now Kaiserslautern winning possession back almost immediately, and that's a nice ball down the right again. Deflected ball in for Poirier. Can he get the shot away? Creates space and absolutely lashes it away. Well, he did well to create just that yard of space. It's very, very tight in there. Does well just to nick it past the defender. And then lamping it high and wide. Despair there for the Kaiserslautern attackers who are trying to support him. Of course, he is their top goal scorer. He's always going to go for the strike from there rather than laying it off. And of course, it was a packed box as well. Would have been a difficult ball to play across, really. 12 minutes to go before half-time. Lots for both coaches to think about so far. A lot to chew over. Looking to break in behind again there. Kaiserslautern with that long ball down the left-hand side from Zuk. This time Bayern defending well to get it away from Poirier. Kaiserslautern looking for the free kick there. They don't get it. And perhaps Scott can open them up here. Well, he just tried to thread it through. Jastrzębski was rather caught on his heels, though. Easy defending for Kaiserslautern to do here. There's a fall in midfield for Bayern 2. Could just create a gap here for Kaiserslautern. The ball played in early. Comes to nothing. Oh, Poirier, the hold-up play. Not the greatest ball in the world there for Zuk. He does manage just to knock it off for Chifchi. And he will win the corner. Eventually, Zuk there. The ball coming off Stanisic. Oh, first corner goes for Kaiserslautern. Just under 10 minutes remaining here in the first 45. Oh, it's Zimmer who goes across. They'll be looking for good quality from him, from the captain. They need to make this count. And here it comes, it's a flat delivery, it's flicked on, and there's chaos in there. Now the ball back across, and it ends up going over the bar. Well, goodness me. It looked as though it wasn't the greatest delivery in the world, but just that flick at the near post, causing absolute chaos. Coming off the post indeed. Wagner, very, very glad to see it go over the bar in the end. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, we didn't see the net bulge there. I don't know. A big, big let-off there for the away side. Well, the 20-year-old keeper there, heart would have been in his mouth as the ball just dropped out of his hands straight onto the post. Luckily, in the end, Kaiserslautern unable to punish him for what I'm going to call a mistake there. Even though the ball was flashing at him from a tight angle, he should have held it, really. And again, Kaiserslautern frustrated in the finish. Poirier just trying to touch it past the defender, and he's managed to get in behind. He gets to the byline, and was he pushed there by the defender? He's claiming a penalty. Big appeal from Kaiserslautern, but nothing given by the referee. Says that the defender was just leaning in, using his strength there. But Poirier doing fantastically well. It looked as though he was second favourite there to get to the byline. Did really well, and unable to produce a ball across, which he says was because of the foul. As we see at the other end there, Rieder just grinning there, falling over, and luckily not a catastrophe for his side. Wow, there's nothing in that indeed. Poirier kicking the ground rather than the ball. That's what sent him down. Perhaps a little hand in his back to help him from the defender, but no way is that enough for a penalty. René, you can just see gesturing, he wants his team to keep it tight. Barely any space out there at all at the moment. Both sides closing down the man really well, and you can see the hunting impacts Kaiserslautern. Stiller eventually gets it away. And that's very good defending. Neither side really able to hold on to possession for any great deal of time. Rather scrappy, but it's exciting to watch. Zuraim is punished for bringing down Feldhard. rather friendly encounter there between the referee and Ouahim. Well, that's where the foul is. Not really for the challenge for the ball, it's rather that follow through as he went down, catching the Bayern man. Now Stiller, with just under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. He's flighting the ball across. It's fallen here for Feldhahn on that far side of the box, but Chifchi doing well. And looks up and plays a lovely ball forward as well. Kleinstorger just leaving it for Zimmer. Can they play the ball across here? Zimmer, though, just dwindling on the ball there. Ariembi able to come in. Well, that's a wasted opportunity there for Kaiserslautern. If Zimmer could have played the ball left, they would really have been in. There was an overload for Kaiserslautern. And in the end, Zimmer rather meekly just running into Ariembi. Stanisic for Bayern 2. Curling ball across towards the edge of the box. It's nodded down and Scots might have a chance here. And it's away by Kaiserslautern. Ariembi this time bringing down Kleinstorger, and it's going to be a yellow card by the looks of it. That's his second of the season, the first yellow of the game. I think the referee just deciding to pull out the card just to stamp his authority on the game here. Plenty of challenges coming in. That's by far not the worst of them so far. But a tactical foul as Kleinstorger looked to get away on the break. 17-year-old defender. Perhaps just showing a little bit of inexperience bringing down Kleinstorger, but he will say taking one for the team. Need more quality here from this delivery, Kaiserslautern. 3 minutes to go. They would love to get their noses ahead just before half-time, the home team, in this crucial match towards the bottom of the table. As it looks as though something's just been said on the sidelines. Referee's coming over with a yellow card. And it looks as though it's either for Antwerpen or one of his backroom staff, and Holgerseid's having his say as well. Well, very interesting. That rule coming in this season that the coaching staff and head coaches can indeed be booked during matches. Don't see it too often. Don't know what that was all about, though. As the ball is played across by Kaiserslautern here. Half away. Just kept in play. Still plenty of players up in attack for Kaiserslautern, but Bayern getting it away. It'll come straight back at them, though. And Lawrence decides to drive forward into midfield towards Scots here. Just nudged there by Ouahim, and again continues his run. He's done very, very well. Scott cuts it back towards the edge of the box. Well, he didn't have a lot of chance there of playing the ball across goal. Had to cut it back. That's a beautiful ball back towards him. Here he is again. Lawrence is in there. And hacked away in the end by Kaiserslautern. Well, we've seen a couple of those goal-mouth scrambles now in this match. At both ends of the field. We're coming up towards 45 minutes played. No goals so far in this first half. Plenty of excitement, though. Let's see how much time added on there will be. There's a free kick there and a bit of a coming together. Jastrzębski and Cifci. And the referee might well just have to deal with this. Well, yellow for Jastrzębski and yellow for Cifci. Well dealt with by the referee, just taking a step back to see what the aftermath would be. Oh, really tetchy out there at the moment. I think the referee probably quite glad it's almost half-time. Give the players 15 minutes to cool off. We could be in for a belting second half here. Oh, it's away again by Kaiserslautern. And indeed, 1 minute into time added on. The referee blows the half-time whistle. It's 0-0 here between Kaiserslautern and Bayern 2. No goals, plenty of excitement, very frenetic first half. Join us in 15 minutes or so to see if we can get any goals today. And it would go down as a very, very good start for him if they can pick up 6 points from his first 2 matches. As indeed this is a 6-pointer. With Kaiserslautern 3 points above the dreaded relegation zone. Bayern 3 points ahead of them. So we get it back underway in the second period here. And let's hope for more of the same, but with goals added into the mix. Well, conditions difficult for the players in that first half. As we see here, picking up possession on the edge of the box. Kleinsorger, man who passed up 2 really good opportunities in the opening 20 minutes. And that's a nice ball towards Oberlin. First touch from him, just a bit of a loose one, working his way into the game. There's a big challenge in the centre there. Poirier in the aerial battle there with Lawrence. Lawrence just having to dust himself down here. Oh, it's a really hard landing there on icy ground. And there's also a player down for Kaiserslautern. Winkler. But they're both okay to continue it. You can see not the nice soft landing as usual today with these frozen conditions. But great that the game is on, as I mentioned. Only 3 games today. The rest cancelled in the Dritte Liga. And a long ball back over the top here. And the early strike coming in there. Wow, Jastrzębski just trying to catch Spajic cold there. Didn't really make great contact with it, but it was a very good idea to just try it early with the snapshot, as Bayern have started well again here. They did the same in the first half. The opening 10 minutes or so belonged to them before Kaiserslautern took control. Now plenty of challenges flying in again, and that one they're punished. Welzmüller just a little bit over the top there. And you can see there's the problem for Spajic. Perhaps Jastrzębski trying to punish him. Staring into the sun, perhaps cap in order, I would say, for the Kaiserslautern keeper there. You can see the sun right in his eyes as Ariumbi gets the ball away. You can see the rest of the field is in the shade. Just that portion exactly where the goal is. in the sun at the moment, and Spajic with his hand shielding his eyes from the sun. If I were a Bayern player, I'd be rifling in shots from range. Just to test him. And there's a ball over the top again. Uahim is interested in this one. Up against Stiller. Just trying to play some intricate football here, Kaiserslautern. At the moment, though, just in front of the Bayern 2 defence, not getting in behind, as he did a couple of times in the first period. As there's a slip there. Uahim, you could hear the frustration. Well, apparently the backroom staff are going to provide Spajic with a cap. There we see it. The Red Devils cap. Well, he's got time now to get the cap on, as this attack just building from Bayern 2, but Kaiserslautern picking up possession in midfield and spraying the ball straight out here to Redondo, who's brought down by Ariembi, and he could be in trouble here. He's had a yellow card already, and that's a second for him. Early shower for the young defender. Well, you've got to feel sorry for him. In the first half, he got the first yellow of the game as the referee was just stamping his authority on it. And now the second. This is certainly a second booking. Absolutely no intention of getting the ball whatsoever. Just shoving over Uahim. And, well, Bayern 2 down to 10. Great opportunity now for Kaiserslautern to get the 3 points here. It's still goalless as we stand, but they will play the remaining 40 minutes against the 10 of Bayern 2. Well, you can see that he's really disappointed, the young man, Ariembi. And, well, it's unfortunate for him, really. You got to feel for him, but the referee, that first yellow card in the end, is the one that has made the difference here. Perhaps he could have just held back there, Ariembi, knowing he was on the yellow card. And now the resulting free kick is Chifchi standing over it. Will he go for goal here? If he can get the ball to stay still, that is, in blustery conditions. Well, he does go for goal. It's straight into the wall, though. A reprieve there for Bayern 2. As now Oberlin comes forward. Lovely run from him. Good athletic start to the game for the half-time sub. Well, there's going to be a change. And it's going to be for Kaiserslautern, with Uahim coming off. Ritter joining the action. Uahim just feeling his way into the new side, trying to gel. Now it's down to Ritter, perhaps, to try and make the difference here in this game against the 10 of Bayern 2. Well, if Bayern 2 can make it through this second half unscathed, their coach Holger Seitz will be very, very glad of that and very proud of his boys. Away from home, down to 10 with 40 minutes left on the clock. And against the Kaiserslautern side, who are under that new coach, Marco Antwerpen. It would appear that Spajic still hasn't put his cap on as yet. Perhaps he doesn't know it's there. Well, he's certainly in need of it. Just manages to get the ball away there under pressure. Well, Bayern trying to get on the front foot here despite that red card for Ariembi. So free kick. Weltsmuller and Stiller again standing over it. Well, it would be an enormous blow for Kaiserslautern if Bayern do score from this free kick opportunity. Weltsmuller smashes it towards goal and then back in on the follow-up, thinking it was Feldhahn. Indeed it was. But well wide in the end on the volley. 10 minutes into the second half. Goalless, but remember Bayern 2 down to 10. A red card for Ariembi, second yellow. And the ball over the top, was that offside? Yes, the flag just going up a little bit late there. Well, Bayern have settled very well after that blow of going down to 10. And they are going to make a change, though. That was almost inevitable. Sinkbile, I think it is. Yes, indeed. Coming on for Jastrzębski. So a defensive player on for an attacker. That's the obvious move, really, from Holger Seitz. Going the more direct route here again, Kaiserslautern. Wagner away. This is Scott. And again, Wagner. And the ball bouncing all over the place there. Kept in play. Well, now the onus really on the home side, Kaiserslautern, to go on the attack here. And that's exactly what they're trying to do through Poirier. And Chifchi, can he take on the strike? Well, he tried to play the ball blind. Back out to the right-hand side, but not going to find Zimmer. Way too far ahead of him. No chance for the captain. As the ball comes in and headed away. Well, it was dangerous there. Could have got that wrong very, very easily. As Mark Antwerpen's side, as you would expect, on top. With Bayern a man down. Corner here. Well, we saw with the previous corner in the first half, it caused chaos in the Bayern defence. The keeper Wagner letting it slip onto the post. Eventually, Bayern got it away, but there was an almighty scramble. Let's see what Zimmer can produce here. Very similar take, this time dealt with by Bayern. He's got a second bite to the cherry here. He'll probably go for the far post after a couple of near post deliveries. It's back towards the near post again, and that was too easy for Bayern to get clear, really. They'd rather let the away side off the ropes there. Well, Kaiserslautern, it's not exactly wave after wave of attack, but they are pushing on here, knocking on the door. And sometimes, of course, it's tougher up against 10 men. The white shirts, you can see just 2 banks in front of Kaiserslautern. Of course, as the away side down to 10, it's quite right for them just to go into their shells. As that's a lovely ball forward. It could break here for Poirier. Tried to turn on it, and big appeals again for a penalty. The referee waving them away. Let's have a look here. It's a delightful ball over the top. Poirier. Well, it's not a penalty. Perhaps the defender did have his arms wrapped around him, but it made absolutely no difference in the end. The ball was gone. At the moment, Feldhahn everywhere in defence for Bayern 2, using his veteran status to keep his side in it here. The ball just knocked back to Wagner. Offside flag raised anyway. Well, Kleinsauger will be hoping that another chance falls his way after passing up 2 opportunities in the first half. Since then has gone rather quiet. As we've played an hour now. 0-0 still between Kaiserslautern and Bayern 2, but Bayern down to 10. The red card for 2 yellow cards for Ariambi. 5 minutes into the second half. And they've settled well, although that's a sloppy clearance there from Lawrence. And Zook with the throw in. Holding possession here. Bayern not under too much pressure from Kaiserslautern. They're happy for Bayern to have the ball in those areas, and then the ball played forward towards Oberlin. And he was offside there. He wanted the ball earlier. You can just see him gesturing. Well, we need a little bit more pace here, really, from Marco Antwerpen's side. Slightly pedestrian at the moment. Zook, that's well blocked. Scott there doing well, just to get a foot on it. Kaiserslautern keeping the ball though. Didn't break for Oberlin to run onto. Now Zimmer. That's a lovely threaded ball through for Poirier. What can he make of it, though? Well, unfortunately, for the big striker, nothing. Well, trying to keep the pressure on here. Maybe Zook can get a long ranger in from here. And it will be a corner deflected on its way through. So even more defending for Bayern 2 to do here. And a change in taker. It's going to be Redondo this time with the left foot. Well, plenty of white shirts back there again. And again, it's a poor delivery towards that near post. I don't really think that tactic's working. Bayern have seen that coming now after that surprise first one in the first half. Oh, set pieces could be absolutely vital for Kaiserslautern to make the breakthrough here. Just struggling for space a little bit in open play. the ball forward again, and that's easily picked off by Lawrence. This is Scott. And a lovely turn in midfield. Stiller. Towards the left here, and a good run forward as well. Stiller continues into the box here, playing it across, and there's absolutely no one there for him. Well, that's the disadvantage when you're down to 10. Your teammates not looking to burst forward. And, well, Kaiserslautern opened up rather too easily there by that run off the ball from Stiller. It's good to see the Bayern are not just parking the bus here, trying to spring forward whenever possible, with 25 minutes to go. And there is going to be a change here for Marker Antwerpen, perhaps to add a little bit of pace into the attack here, as Oberlin makes something of that long ball forward, just catching the Kaiserslautern defence cold again there. In the end, easy enough for Spajic to deal with. And the ball popped out towards the left-hand side here. Oh, not as frenetic as the first half here, that's for sure. Bayern have been down to 10 men now for a quarter of an hour, and they've handled everything that Kaiserslautern can throw at them. As Weltzmüller just pulled back there by Ritter. The opportunity perhaps for Kaiserslautern to play the long ball forward, but Lawrence is there again. Oh, you can see he's a giant compared to Kleinsorger. That's lovely. Oberlin could be in here. Can he finish? He can. It's brilliant. Goodness me. Well, the sub has done it here for Bayern 2, forcing his team ahead. And the 10 men shocking Kaiserslautern, who really need to recover from this quickly. His first goal for the club, and it's absolutely clinical. Now let's have another look at it here. It's Scott who just flicks it through to him. A tremendous run, and the finish is ice cold. Right into the bottom corner. No chance at all for Spajic. Let's have a look. Is he blinded by the sun? Well, he comes out. He doesn't make himself big enough. He makes it easy in the end, really, for Oberlin. And, well, now we've got a game on our hands. We're midway through the second half. Kaiserslautern are 1 down, up against 10 men. Well, they've made an immediate change. I think that Hanslick has come on for them. Well, now they need to get attacking post-haste. That was an absolute shocker to the system for Kaiserslautern. Oberlin breaking through far too easily. The unlucky man coming off is Kleinsorger, who could have scored twice in the first half, letting Bayern off the hook. And now they've been punished, as there could be room here for Poirier, but the flag up on this near side. Well, that's great goal from Oberlin. Lovely little finish, just slid home, making the difference here at the moment. And something even better for Bayern 2 to hold on to. It looked as though at times they were quite happy to keep it at 0-0. As I said, they weren't just parking the bus, they were trying to come forward quickly whenever they could. And they sprung forward at pace, something that Kaiserslautern have been lacking since that red card for Ariembi. And perhaps it will be difficult for Kaiserslautern to fight back from this with 20 minutes left. Now Redondo, not quite as influential in the second half. Sickinger, nice cross but away by Feldhahn. Oh, it's been very strong defence from Bayern 2 since Ariembi went off. Zimmer. Jifchi might take on the strike, instead tries a ball over the top. Oh, you can see it's so blustery out there on the goalkeeper's jersey, Wagner. No, Bayern now slowing down the pace of the game as much as possible. Taking their time over every throw-in and set-piece. That is their right, of course. 19 minutes to go, 1-0 up away from home. And a man down. It's up to Kaiserslautern here to break them down, but at the moment it's maximum frustration. That's a lovely ball forward though, but well seen away by Feldhahn again, who's been an absolute giant for them back there, Bayern. Next ball in, it's not dealt with, and that's 1-1. Well, that's all it needs. Dear oh dear. Well, it's a lovely finish in the end from Hanslik, the man who's just come on. Found himself in acres of space on the far side. First goal of the season, and a crucial one as well for his team. Well, it's a ball to nothing really from the right-hand side. Not dealt with by Lawrence at all well. Couldn't get any distance on his flicked header away. Well, again though, you can see it's the conditions playing a part. As the ball bouncing up uncomfortably for the defender. Couldn't readjust quickly enough, but that's a cracking finish from Hanslik, and it's game on here. Absolutely. 17 minutes to go. Well, it wasn't really a moment of magic that got Kaiserslautern back into it. Finally, a mistake from the Bayern 2 defence. And punished ruthlessly, really, by Hanslik. First time finish, slid home. We've seen two excellent goals today. Not so much in the build-up play from this one as it's two. Unbelievable. No, it's ruled out for offside. Massive celebrations are muted. Redondo hammering it home, but it won't count. Wow, my word. That looked close in real time. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm not sure about that one at all. That's a mistake from the linesman for me. Well, it should be 2-1 to Kaiserslautern. And how unlucky was that, really? As Zuck is being withdrawn now for Kaiserslautern. They're going to go, surely, on the all-out attack. They've really rocked Bayern 2 here now. Zimmer also being withdrawn with Skalatidis. A bit of pace in attack. And Senger coming on for Zimmer. Wow, what a second half we've had here. The first was frenetic stuff, entertaining, but not too much quality. Now we've got goals, we've got a red card, and all kinds of action going on here. Bayern taking the lead, despite being down to 10 through Oberlin. The sub scoring on 67 minutes. Hanslick with the reply 5 minutes later, also a sub. And then drama. There's Redondo finished, but he's ruled out incorrectly, in my opinion, for offside. He looked level with Lawrence, only 6 yards out. But the reprieve there again for Bayern 2 with the flag being raised. Well, quarter of an hour to go here at the Betzenberg. Oh, what a pity that the fans aren't here to see this. They would be roaring on the Red Devils, pushing them forward just to get the ball over the line. Oh, they were trying to strike while the iron was hot there with that quick fire double. Unfortunately, offside though for the second goal. Can they do it again? No, Kaiserslautern. Bayern were looking really rocky. Oh, they're tapping it around here at the moment, Kaiserslautern, nice and patiently. As Bayern don't like these balls being dropped over the top at the moment. There's another chance. And it's deflected. Well, once they play those balls into the box, Bayern 2 really are all over the place. If the first ball isn't dealt with by the likes of Feldhahn, those second balls are always dropping to a player in a red shirt. Corner. They need to deal with this one. They need a better delivery from Redondo. Can they get it here? It's floated in. No real pace on it, but it does drop to the edge of the box there. Skalatidis, though, couldn't keep his volley down. Well, that's a strange one. It is 1-1, not 1-0 to Bayern. Well, they need to change that, surely. It could even be 2-1 to Kaiserslautern without that offside flag against Redondo. And there's the ball. It did go over the line eventually, says the referee's assistant. Poirier playing to the whistle. Well, just hearing that the scoreboard technician saying there is a problem, which they're trying to address. And it is 1-1. No doubt about that. And Lawrence away. His unfortunate error, letting in Hanslick for the equaliser. Chance here on the right-hand side. There is an overload. Poirier plays it across. It was an awkward ball for Wagner to take, but he did really well there. The Bayern 2 keeper, Antwerpen, just checking his watch. 11 and a half minutes here. Perhaps for his team to take the lead. They would be favourites here to nick the win, surely, against 10 men. But Oberlin is really putting himself about whenever he gets on the ball. Very difficult to handle, the Swiss striker. Of course, they lost the physicality of Joshua Zirkzee in the January transfer window to Parma. And looking to Oberlin to replace him. I said in almost every commentary for Bayern 2, it is difficult for them. It's difficult for Holger Seitz. Has to chop and change a lot depending on the needs of the first team, who of course won the World Championship earlier this week. As Ritter is down here, an uncomfortable clash by the looks of it. Just being helped to his feet by Waltzmüller and Scott. 10 minutes to go. Right, Scott who came in, it wasn't such a violent challenge, but really uncomfortable in these conditions. I think that Ritter, he's back up on his feet and ready to go. And Chifchi looking to pull the strings deep in midfield now. Out wide right now. Can they create just one more opportunity? Kaiserslautern. Can they force an error from Bayern 2? Next ball in from Scalati. It's laid off and it's blasted forward by Redondo and blocked. Well, that must have been a painful one as well. Bayern get it away. Well, they've just got to throw the kitchen sink forward here, really, Kaiserslautern, with time running out. Just a few nerves trickling into that Bayern defence. Understandably. As that's an offside decision again. The correct one this time against Poirier. And we're going to see another change for the Bayern side, with Zeiser coming on. And it's going to be for Scott. He's the man coming on, so a little bit more defensive solidity in midfield. Although Scott has been getting himself all around the field, tracking back very well. A more defensively minded midfielder coming on in Zeiser. Just trying to shut up shop here now, Holger Seitz. No, perhaps Oberlin can make something, as we saw with his opening goal. Seems to be very, very sharp indeed. Kaiserslautern won't want to take their eye off him. Chifchi just played it here behind, but just retreating there to pick up possession. Now it's Sickinger again. Low ball in, driven. And it's not dealt with. The shot comes in. Snapshot from the edge of the box, just wide. Skalatidis, he's getting closer. He does seem to have a knack at the moment of judging where the ball is going to drop. It's a difficult one to take on. And I'm not entirely sure whether Wagner would have got there had it been on target, as we can see that the scoreboard has now been sorted. That looks much, much better for Kaiserslautern fans. Perhaps not as good as it could have been with that goal from Redondo being ruled out. But they will be desperate to see their team pick up another 3 points here. So tight at the bottom. It would be 6 from 6 for Antwerpen from his 2 matches in charge, if they can pick up a late winner here. Bayern soaking up the pressure and doing well when in possession themselves. There's handball given against Oberlin there. Lovely piece of skill though, after it, to flick the ball over the defender's head and try and get away. Five minutes to go. Are we going to see late drama? Well, in a way, you could say it is a fair result. Bayern 2 doing very, very well away from home to soak up the pressure, especially down to 10 men. That red card coming 5 minutes into the second half for RMB. And to go ahead as well, very, very cheeky from the young Bayern side. Just one mistake, though, as letting Kaiserslautern for the leveller. Sickinger tries to lift it over the top, couldn't quite get the quality on the ball needed for Senger. Antwerpen is getting more and more agitated on the sidelines as time is ticking on. Still the cap lying there in the sun. Spajic completely ignoring it, even though in my opinion he needs it, but he's been untested really since that goal from Oberlin opened the scoring here. I think that the sun had an effect on his attempt to stop Oberlin, as Poirier suddenly is in acres of space. He pokes it past the keeper and it ends up wide. Well, another let-off there for Bayern 2. Holger Seitz on the side and just trying to calm down his team here. They're looking desperately for the offside flag, which never comes. And you can see the ball bouncing around horribly for the striker. And just couldn't quite control the little toe poke. Well, Kaiserslautern have had the chances in this game to win it, and indeed to build up a cushion, but it's not turned out that way. Frustrating for them, really. As what are they doing here, Bayern 2? They've gifted possession away. Chance, and Wagner comes to the rescue. Well, they're looking for the offside flag again, Bayern 2, but what on earth were they doing? Dribbling back towards their own goal. That is horrific defending. Stanisic it was, who seemed to just lose his bearings, but Bayern have got away with it. The whistle went for one of those challenges in there. And the ball up towards Redondo. Can't even get a challenge in for it though, as we've got about 90 seconds remaining, plus time added on. There will be a couple of minutes, I would imagine. There were a few stoppages for injuries, and of course that red card for Ariembi. Singer lifting it up towards the penalty area, and there's a tug in there from Redondo, seen by the referee. Well, a dramatic second half here in this Dritte Liga match between Kaiserslautern and Bayern 2. The red card in the 50th minute for Ari Embi. Then the goal right on 67 minutes for Oberlin, opening the scoring for Bayern 2, even though they were down to 10. Took only 5 minutes for Hanslik to equalise. Two lovely finishes we've seen today. We could have seen 3 with that Redondo one, but the flag going up, in my opinion, incorrectly on the midfielder as he fired into the roof of the net. It would have been a quick fire double from Kaiserslautern as well, and what would that have done for their confidence for in this game and indeed the rest of the season? And as it stands, it's deadlocked at 1-1 as we come up towards time added on. This could be crucial for Kaiserslautern. Can they finish strongly against the 10 of Bayern? Oh, 2 minutes added on, that's all. Will it be enough for the Red Devils? Can Bayern see it out? They will take a point away from home at Kaiserslautern. They would have taken it before the game without knowing they'd be down to 10 for 40 minutes of the second half, as cramp just starting to set in by the looks of it. Weltsmüller, though, ready to continue. Oh, we're getting towards last chance saloon territory now for Kaiserslautern. Poirier, lovely, with the back heel, and the delivery comes in. It's again just hacked away by Bayern, and they will take that all day long. Stanisic cleverly winning the free kick there from Skalatidis. Well, they've had their chances, Kaiserslautern, to go ahead. Sorry, it was Hanslik, the goal scorer. Lovely finish from him to drag his team back into it. And in the end, this doesn't look as though it's going to be enough for Kaiserslautern. Although Antwerpen will say 4 points from 2 games. 1 an away derby win and a point at home to last season's champions Bayern 2. He will say that's a decent start to his tenure. Well, Oberlin is being withdrawn late on, so sub being subbed, you don't see that often. Sieb coming on just to see out the final seconds. Olga Seitz using every last trick in the book to kill off time. As we're over time added on now. Well, we're going to see one last opportunity. It's Bayern who play it into the corner. Shepherded out by Kaiserslautern. Will they be able to just get one last chance here? Well, they're not exactly sprinting forward, Kaiserslautern. Finally, a long high ball. It's allowed to bounce, and Bayern do get it away. Another high ball in, and it drops to no one in a red shirt. Bayern get it away, and that should be that, really. The referee's got the whistle in his hand. He's allowing play to go on. Oh, Bayern just want the whistle to go here. Kaiserslautern happy with the way this is going from the referee's perspective to keep it going. Well, it is in the end down to his discretion. Sickinger with the layoff here. They need quality in, and they don't get it again, Kaiserslautern. Well, there is the final whistle. It ends 1-1. Frustrating for Kaiserslautern against the 10 men of Bayern 2, who took the lead through Oberlin. The equaliser coming from Hanslik. But it wasn't enough in the end to take the 3 points again for Antwerpen, and you can see there's some arguing going on the sidelines between Antwerpen and Holger Seitz. Not the best of friends, it would appear. as we saw a very entertaining encounter there in the Dritte Liga. Ends 1-1. And you can join us, of course, in future for more Dritte Liga action. Hope you can. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's goodbye from me.